guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with xgains.com, where we got workouts that work, eats that satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So today I want to make a video piggybacking off the previous video where we talked about carbs and fats. I'll have that link down below. And in that video, we discussed why we shouldn't really be eating high fat, high carbs at the same time in our diets. But what I didn't touch on in the previous video was how we can sort of avoid that and sort of the foods out there that really combine high fat and high carbs. I sort of didn't talk about that too much in the previous video, so I want to talk about it here. When we're trying to control our carb and our fat intake, the key is to be able to do just that and control our carbs and our fat intake, okay? How do we do that? Well, we separate them. We have our grains, our fruit, separate from our fats. So we might have pasta with a side of avocado. We might have some pasta and then we actively pour the oil, the olive oil on top of that pasta if we want to. But we actually see that we have our grain and our fats, and they're not really combined until we combine them and we have the ability to measure how much we're pouring into each. The situation in America and around the world today is that we're eating things that have fat and carbs already mixed in. When you're out there in the world and the groceries and in restaurants, we're getting fats and carbs at the same time galore. Think about it. Cheese pizza, you're talking about fat and carbs. Cookies, baked goods, fats and sugars, and it's delicious. It really is. I mean, everything that we crave really has to do with the sugars being the sweetness and the easy accessible energy that our body craves and utilizes as its first source of energy. So we naturally crave that. And then fats would taste delicious. Okay? Think about it, bread and butter, carbs and fats. We love it. Our bodies love it. Our taste buds love it. We're almost addicted to it. Not almost, we actually are addicted to the sugars in it. Okay? But our body needs both carbs and fats, right? And the thing that we discussed in the previous video is that we only need certain amounts of each, especially if we want to shed the fat that is currently on our body and or prevent fat from gathering in new places on our body, right? So we need to be able to control ourselves the amount of fats and carbs that we're intaking. So regardless of your dieting approach, whether or not you're eating carbs with relatively low fats or high fat with next, to no carbs at all, you have to know what you're putting into your body. So if you're out there in the restaurant and you have the ability to control and to separate your fats and your carbs, take advantage of that. Order that on the menu, okay? If you have a salad and you want croutons and you want bacon on top, say put it on the side so you can control how much you're putting in, or at least you know more or less. If you want a fatty dressing, you put that on the side and you control how much you're pouring into there. And again, this isn't something that you have to control constantly, but 80% of the time you need to know what you're putting into your body, and it needs to be something that's being productive in terms of what you're trying to achieve, in terms of your weight gain, weight loss, or maintenance, your lifestyle. 20% of the time, especially if you're working out, okay? If you're working out, you can live the 80-20. 80% of the time, you're abiding by your lifestyle rules. 20% of the time, you're forgetting about it and having fun. So start acknowledging the fact that the foods that we love to eat, bread and butter, cookies, ice cream, all desserts really, and the really tasty appetizer have high fat and high carbs. Once we acknowledge the fact that that's sort of the way we eat, we can take control of it. And the way we can take control of it, the easiest way, is just to separate them. You've got your carbs here on your plate, or when you're in the kitchen cooking, and you have your fats, and you're controlling it. And if you're out and about and you can't control it, limit the amount of food that you're ingesting, or take control of it. Order something that you can actually separate into its compartments and know how much carbs you're eating and how much fats you're eating. That's it for now. This is Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com. Let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. The website again is x-, that's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Peace.